Hey Monica, how are you?
I'm good. I was looking for my headset.
Okay.
How are you doing? From last two sessions, I could not attend, and I'm so sorry to say that I could not even listen to the recordings
Yeah,
because of the work and because of the office work more than
absolutely. And you're not alone there, Monica. And that's why, uh, I'm interacting, getting more feedback and rechanging the format. So it's tight, it's compressed, and the more we attend live, the more every parent is able to soak in.
right.
I've been there and I'm still there. We all have
Hmm.
good intentions to
Yes,
attend because it's for us. The reason you're
yes.
showing up or anybody shows up is because we are going through some challenges as a parent. But
एक सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज जो मुझे लगता है ना, सिर्फ एक अगर मुझे लगता है कि अगर अपने गुस्से पे, अपनी टोन पे काबू पा लिया जाए,
yeah,
तो बस 90% ऑफ द बेटर इज गॉन।
right. Yeah,
वहीं पे ही स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं। रोज नहाने पे झगड़ा हो रहा है, रोज डांट पड़ रही है, तुम नहा क्यों नहीं रहे हो।
right.
मतलब वही प्रोसेस अगर स्ट्रीमलाइन हो जाए, तो आई वाज
Yeah,
थिंकिंग टुडे कि मैं अपने बड़े बेटे से बात करती हूँ और उसको बोलती हूँ कि पूछती हूँ कि आपको रोज सुबह नहाने के वक्त डांट पड़ती है, क्या आपको अच्छा लगता है। आप 10 साल के हो गए हो, लेट्स स्ट्रीमलाइन दिस प्रोसेस दैट यू शुड नॉट आस्क फ्रॉम एनीवन, यू शुड डू दिस एंड नोबडी कैन स्कोल्ड यू।
right.
मैंने ऐसे सोचा है, मैं उससे बात करके देखती हूँ, क्योंकि मॉर्निंग ये डेली होता है, स्कूल जाने से पहले रोज डांट खा के जा रही है, क्या फायदा है ऐसा ऐसी शुरुआत
I know.
का।
I understand your pain. And I guess you're not, like I said, you're not alone. Each one of us go
हाँ
through
कभी,
the same.
हाँ कभी मेरे हस्बैंड उनको बोल रहे हैं, कभी कभी मैं बोल रही हूँ।
Right.
एट द एंड उनको क्या मैसेज आ रहा है? कुछ भी अच्छा मैसेज नहीं जा रहा है।
True, true, true. And the biggest struggle we go through is like, think about it. If your child stayed exactly the same way for the next 2 years,
यस,
what worries you the most?
कि उसको वही आदत पड़ जाएगी, वो कभी सेल्फ रिलायंट नहीं बनेगा।
Yeah,
मुझे उसको ट्रेन करना है सो
right.
दैट वो अपने आप ऑटो पायलट मोड में आ जाए,
Hmm,
कि उसको ये इस काम के लिए मम्मी पापा की इंस्ट्रक्शंस की, मम्मी पापा की गाइडेंस की, या मम्मी पापा के पुश की कोई जरूरत
right. Because you want to stop carrying him. जब बच्चे छोटे होते हैं, we carry them
नहीं।
because they are not capable of walking.
हम्म।
And once they start to learn how to stand up and walk,
हम्म।
you
सीखने
allow
के
them to fall down and walk because
या ये बहुत अच्छी आंटी है, उनको नमस्ते बोलो। नमस्ते। इसलिए
Namaste.
जाना है। गुड
कैसे
बॉय।
हो आप?
मम्मा। हाँ, हेडसेट है, उसको आवाज नहीं जा रही। हाँ बोलो, क्या कह
So
रहे
the thing is, that's
मैं
exactly the
रेस्ट
question
करूँ,
is for
मैं
today's.
नहीं कर पा रही क्योंकि कहीं मुझसे प्ले हो, मुझे हनुमान से रोए। ठीक है, हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ो, ठीक है, ठीक है। कुछ खाना है? हाँ मैं देती हूँ, खाना भी।
Parenting in the live moment, right? No matter what we are, where we are, they own us.
दे ओन अस।
They own us, and we want them to own us.
राइट।
We want to provide because one of the things we feel like, if I'm not there, how will my child survive?
हम्म। बट वी नीड टू प्रिपेयर फॉर द ऑपोजिट।
Exactly. We know that. We know, all of us know all the theory, the struggle we go through, and it happens every single day. It keeps on repeating. And when it keeps on repeating, the frustration keeps on increasing for the parent, and the value keeps on decreasing for the child.
And it also create conflict between both of the parents also।
Absolutely. You're
उसको
so
मतलब हस्बैंड को ही लगेगा तुम उनको एक्स्ट्रा पैम्पर करके रखती हो, तुम्हारी वजह से ऐसे है। एंड आई वाज लाइक कि तुम्हारी डांट की वजह से कौन सी सुधर गए हैं कि तुम इतना डांट रहे हो। तो वी बोथ आर लाइक कि योर अप्रोच इज रॉन्ग, योर अप्रोच इज रॉन्ग। At
because
the end we both want something good to happen, but
right.
we are not achieving.
Right. Both the parents want only the best for the child. But the thing is, each parent grew up in a different, were raised differently as a child, grew up in a complete different environment.
Hmm.
Even you as an individual, Monica, you don't even know 100% of the things how you were raised. Only some of the
Right.
things that you remember or experience because you never discussed with your parents what
Hmm.
they did, how they guided you, or how they corrected you, or nothing. Such discussions don't happen in our families. And
Hmm.
whatever you remember, you are carrying that baggage. And your
With
husband,
that
whatever,
small intellect, with that small perspective,
exactly. Yeah.
we are treating our kids and we want best of the result.
Yep. Imagine you just know how a key to the car is. You don't even know how to sit in the driver's seat, how to where the accelerator is, where the brake is, how to even
Yeah,
insert the key. And you want to, drive that vehicle.
right.
What's going to be the result? That's exactly what parenting happens to each one of us because we don't know. And
We don't know.
two parents come with complete different background and
Hmm.
nothing is being discussed. The child is born, the child starts growing, and as the time is passing through, there is so much conflict and arguments happening between the parents.
बिटवीन द पेयर, मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है हमारी शादी को 10 साल से ज्यादा हो चुके हैं, कभी हमारे इतने झगड़े नहीं हुए, कभी नहीं ऐसा कुछ हुआ। और अब इतने झगड़े होते हैं, इतने झगड़े होते हैं, समटाइम्स आई गेट अफ्रेड कि बात डिवोर्स तक तो नहीं चली जाएगी।
Because the arguments, Monica, is not about between two of you, two
यस,
individuals. The argument is about how to raise the child.
राइट।
Because each one of you have a different blueprint, you have a different thought or an idea, and that idea has never been brought to the table or discussed.
यस।
And to even design a common thing, because you might have idea one, you other one might have idea two, and then what the child needs is probably third solution.
और समटाइम सिचुएशन है लाइक कि हमें लग रहा है ये ठीक है या वो ठीक है। समटाइम सिचुएशन है दैट चाइल्ड नीड टू बी heard,
Yeah.
what he is feeling, what he is going through,
Right.
what he wants to.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's such a real life challenge. And I'm trying to pull something out of the book. In my book, I talk about this just like, like a baggage,
Hmm.
as if mother and father are bringing two separate baggages, and now we need to combine that experience, that learning how to raise kids or how to be a good parent or effective parent, and then making it one. So, because of the lack of one agreement how to raise a child, the argument between the parents keep on happening. And it
How to reach that agreement?
somewhere we have to start, right? Imagine how we interact at your workplace or team place when you are starting on a new project. Because we don't look, as a parent, we don't look at this as a project or a role. We just take it by default that I'll raise my kids by intuition. That doesn't work anymore. Probably two generations back than us, it might have been okay, but not in today's time. Because
Hmm.
we as a parent need to be aware of what our child, what life they are living in or the world they are
Yes.
living in. We have to get familiar with their world so we can talk in their terms. And between the parents, the talk has to be started, the
And this is,
realization, the need for that
yes.
common talk, because
Hmm.
without any GPS, where will you reach, where will you drive? It's like that. How are you we going to raise our kids without knowing what do we really want?
Right.
But the thing is, each parent knows, I want my child to be good. What does that really mean? And the biggest thing for like is, why my child is not listening, why kids don't listen, what can I do so my child listens? Because whether you are a mom or a dad, you have only one good intention, because you know more because of life experience what's right and wrong for your child, specifically if your child is young. But how do you convey that? The more you try to convey the way you know it, you experience it's not working. What you're telling Monica, like, to take shower every day or certain time or how much time, it's
Yeah.
simple, straightforward. It's not happening. And if I hear you clearly, you have to repeat it every day. Is that right? How does that make you feel?
Mm, it makes me feel feelings be I don't know how to say that. It's like कि, what should I all do? खाना बनाओ, कॉल ज्वाइन करो प्लैटिनम का, बच्चे को रेडी करो, अपने काम करो, अपने ऑफिस
Yeah,
के लिए रेडी हो, क्या
right.
क्या कर ले उतनी
Yeah,
देर में.
yeah. Do you feel exhausted,
बहुत ज्यादा,
burnt out?
बहुत ज्यादा.
Yeah. Overworked, overwhelmed?
And sometimes overwhelmed because of your thoughts only.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of things happening on multiple fronts. There's
जैसे
mental.
अभी
Yeah,
भी it's like for now also
yeah,
उनको पढ़ना नहीं है
right.
क्योंकि मैंने बोला है अभी कि आप पढ़ लो, उनका
Yeah,
टेस्ट है आज,
right,
10 minutes तक रिविजन कर ले. No, they don't want to do. I
right,
need to get ready for Gurudwara because we every Sunday we go to Gurudwara.
right.
They're learning Punjabi language.
Yeah,
I sit with them. They study well. लेकिन अभी उनको पता है मम्मा कॉल पे है,
yeah,
so they are taking full advantage of that
sure.
liberty.
Absolutely. And classic example, Monica, and thank you for sharing this. And I see you even during our session, you are walking through the home because you are doing multiple things. You
हाँ,
don't have the luxury to just sit, though you are committed
sit and
to sit.
half an hour का सेशन अटेंड कर सकूं, right?
Exactly. And you are already divided and you want the best for your child. And our kids know us better. They know us every single nerve of ours. They can predict us. They are
So
very good
correct.
observers. So
Hmm.
the moment they know mom is on call, whether it is office call or such call like this, they know your attention will not be on them and they can take advantage of that.
Hmm. Exactly, they do.
And kids do that because they feel whatever you as a parent are telling, you're telling
Hmm.
for your sake. They fail to realize that it's for them.
Right, right.
You never have to remind them to be on screen, to play.
Yes,
That's
yes,
default. And you as a
yes.
parent want their default should be something that add value to their life and their growth.
Which they do not consider even as an option.
Say that again. Sorry, I missed you.
Which they do not even consider as an
As
option.
an option, right?
मैंने
So,
मैंने अपने बड़े बेटे के साथ like I have tried this many times that I will give him a paper, a pencil, that suppose mummy papa are not at home or they are not with you, they are in office call. What are the options you have? What you can do?
hmm,
He wrote 14, 15 things, but at the
hmm,
end, what he will do? He will go online and play chess.
right. Yeah,
That is good कि he play chess. He is interested toward it.
true.
But हाँ, जाएगा screen पर.
And what parents feel is when they're tired of repeating the same thing over and over and over again, they feel ignored. They feel disrespected. They feel frustrated and angry. And that's when the reaction happens.
So
Because
right.
you are not getting angry, Monica, the first time you tell your child.
Yeah, no. At
Probably
first
not
time,
even second or third time, but if it's a regular pattern
it's a regular pattern. Yeah, it is a regular pattern.
and it's not happening in a week or 2 weeks, probably it's happening for months or years and it goes on. So
Yes,
the
yes.
thing is, what do we do? This is not what you want as a parent. How
Not
do we
at all.
break this pattern? Because
Hmm.
every single day your child is growing. What they
Right.
listen to you in third or fourth grade, the scope of your listening keeps on reducing as your child grows. And I'm sure you have other parents who have kids of different age. And for me to have gone through that whole age from elementary, middle, and high school,
Hmm.
what your child is listening to you and the capacity you are able to influence your child in elementary school reduces in middle.
Right, right. Correct.
So if you have this much, Then it goes this much in middle school, and then high school, it's barely anything you're able to tell.
Fair, correct, correct. In
And
Indian, sorry to interrupt you,
no, no, go
but
ahead.
you can, in Indian philosophy, they say that you can influence your child, you can tell good or bad till the age they are 12. After that, you do not have any control on them.
Right, right. And that age has even come down now every single
Yeah,
year. My,
yes.
my personal experience was what I experienced with my daughter. There's a 5 year gap between two of my kids. And
Hmm.
what I saw with my daughter happened way early in my son's generation.
Hmm.
Yes. So normally I used to think like the generation gap is every 10 years. But
10
in
years, yeah.
5 years, I could feel that, the kids, not just my child, but the whole, the all the kids, what they were doing for my daughter's generation, my son's
Hmm.
generation was doing way much 3 years earlier than what my daughter's generation did. All the
Hmm.
behaviors, whether it's good or bad.
Whether it is good or bad. I'm absolutely connecting with it. This is what I have also experienced.
And this is the pattern. We do
Yes.
not have control over this. And this I'm talking what like 10 years back. So in 10 years, probably 2, 3 generations might have upgraded all the speed, what I'm saying. So if your child is in elementary or middle school, they are at a complete different speed than what you are aware of. So we have to find a way to catch up with that speed so we can, what you are talking, your child is able to understand. When I say able to understand, it's not just hearing, it's listening, it's wanting
Yes.
to listen, it's installing in them the responsibility for them to that why is my parent saying, and it's always like a tug of war. Because when you, so the typical experiences of a parent when a child doesn't listen, and it's not again unique to Monica or just one other parent, but every single parent experiences that repeating same thing over and over.
Right,
Even you as a parent feel that you're nagging and you don't want to be nagging, but
right,
your mind tells if I don't nag, nothing gets done.
right, right. Absolutely.
And if nothing gets done, who has to end up paying the price? Me. If my child doesn't do something, then I have to tell more. And it feels ignored.
Right,
It's doing things. Why are they not doing things themselves? And you're not expecting them to do something for you. You just expect them to do their own work.
क्या?
And then you wonder, will my child manage without me? The thing here is a learning lesson for parents is children don't resist learning, they resist pressure. It's like, think about it like, if it's like for example, if we have to take an analogy, unorganized homework or a book, if their room is not clean, they don't keep their homework in the right place or certain book, and the day they have a test or submit their project or something, they are struggling, jumping up and down either, and mostly it doesn't even happen a night before, it happens just before you go to school, and you are in your peak time, you have to go to your work, you have to pack their lunch boxes, you have to get ready, you have to drop them on time so they don't get a late sleep. All this is happening and your child is, where's my book? I don't have my book. And they're panicking, they're probably crying, and your anger just shoots up. And each one of us have lived that.
Correct,
And then the
correct.
first, why is your, and we start as a parent, we start giving them the reasons in that moment. Because you don't keep your room clean, you are not organized, you never realize, I've told you so. All that comes out
Right.
just because you're frustrated.
Just you're frustrated. कितना भी pre-prepare कर लो.
Yeah.
That never enough.
Yeah. And you had informed them before. It's not like
Yes.
it's a foreign concept. You have told them over and over and over again, keep your
Hmm.
books in certain area so you can take it off or put it in your bag.
Hmm.
We as adults know it, but the kid is not implementing it. And that's where the frustration comes.
That's right.
And the way parents end up handling is due to lack of time, lack of
Hmm.
patience, being burnt out and frustrated. We, whether we want it or not, whether we realize it or not, we start comparing. Do you see
Yes.
that friend of yours, how well they keep? And the intention behind that is hopefully it will, trigger something or influence, or either they'll feel ashamed, like, you're praising someone else. You're trying to do this way or that way, some way, let my child realize the importance of this.
Yes.
And no matter what you try, whether you compare them with somebody else or you tell them how well organized you were as a child or you are as a parent, see how I organize my office thing. They don't want to hear. And it's not their fault, because even we won't want to hear where we are falling short.
Yes.
Thing is not whether they want to do it or not. The thing is they not realizing the value of it, the
Right.
importance of doing certain thing at that moment. And
Right.
that's going to be costly, because every single day the time is passing. If they don't pick up a certain habit at the right time, they just will end up paying more and bigger price for it, whether it's, not being able to submit their homework on time, so it's going to affect their grade, not preparing
Right.
for some, project or internship as they go into high school, because these days even in high school kids are doing internship, and you are supposed to be responsible for, the
The
role that
things which
you
you are.
take or the preparation or something.
Yes. Yes.
And it's just lacking those basic habits, this life skills, whether, what is important, how to manage their time, and how to value what's needed. And that's what creates the struggle parents go through every single day.
Yes.
And it's between a parent and a child. uh, the parent will have to take bigger role in what how we are communicating, and at the same time helping our child to learn these skills, because the more you tell, if you just tell them, they are not going to, they cannot just follow if they don't have those skills.
Right.
They can probably realize it. It's like in the very first session we have used an example. If you have to put a photo frame on a wall, you need a hammer, you need a nail, and you need to put a nail so you can hang a frame. But
Right.
if we just tell the child, okay, hang the frame, we haven't given them a frame, we haven't given them tools like a
Tools.
hammer
Yeah.
or a nail,
Yeah.
but we tell them hang a frame, they'll say,
Yeah.
okay, I'll yes mom, I'll do it. But
But how they will know?
what frame, without the skills, do you realize, if they know that how to manage their time and the value of why should they manage their time in their own way, so that they can have more fun? Because trust me, working with thousands of kids, I've heard their stories. They are
Mm.
not happy. They are, I mean, as a parent, you are frustrated, you're angry, you're overwhelmed. The child is irritated.
Mm.
They they are angry too. And
Right.
they are defining the parent's image in their own mind every
Right.
single day, every week, every year as they grow.
Right.
Not because you have stopped loving them, just the way communication is happening between a parent and a child. So the child starts looking, or the child's experience is, my parents never stop nagging.
Yes.
They
Yes.
are always after me. They don't even allow me to breathe or play or something. Though the child might be playing 3 hours, okay?
Hmm.
But their mind, as they're growing up, is not telling them the facts. They are not seeing the facts that I've spent 3 hours. That's why my mom or dad are shouting at me or, scolding me.
Yeah. They never realize that they have spent so much time. That's the
That
shock.
realization, because they are not thinking, they are feeling.
Right.
I want to feel the enjoyment of being on screen more or play more. And they are thinking, oh, my friend can do it for 4 hours. Why is my parents after me? So it's they're trying to get the best advantage for them. That's all they are looking. They cannot look beyond that. That what my parents are telling me is something, 5 years down the road, how it can help me. They just don't have that scope. Their scope is so limited in the moment, in this week or in this month. How can I have fun? And the younger the kids are, they want to have fun more than the realization or the responsibility of how can I build my career because I want to be successful. I'm not sure, Monica, if you're speaking to me or to your family, but if you are, you're muted.
No, I was saying that yes, that is really true.
Yeah.
Uh, it is.
So this thought is not just with Monica or one parent or the other. Most of the parents experience this. So my question to you today is, where do you notice this happening at your home with your child that you keep on repeating and you don't see the results? And next day, even before you start, your mind already says, I can shout as much as I want, nothing is going to change. You're going with that thought. Not because you're thinking negatively, because you're thinking from experience. For the last weeks or months or years, nothing has changed. I have to still keep reminding. Keep your stuff on time, or unpack your lunchbox, put it in the dishwasher, as if nothing goes in their ears. They don't want to listen. And if there is more stuff outside, what happens? There are more arguments between mom and dad. Who should do it? And the child goes somewhere else and the parents keep arguing, and that deteriorates that relationship. And again, a pattern builds up on that front. Whose responsibility it is to teach kids? How to teach kids is the biggest challenge. But we don't have a choice. We have to face it, and there is solution. So there is hope. It's not like we are just discussing the problems. We are discussing the problems and the challenges what we are facing so we can come up with solutions and what works and what doesn't work. How do we communicate to a child at their age? Because though the communication is same, it has to be conveyed in a different way. What you can talk to an elementary, middle, or high school, a girl versus a boy, and then based on their personality, some child might be quiet, some child might be outgoing. So it's learning the art of parenting, or I would call the art of effective parenting. How do you figure it out what your child's personality is, how to convey them, how to empower them with life skills? So you don't have to give them fish every day, but you give them the gift of teaching them how to fish, making them realize why is time management more important for them as a student, so they can do it on time, they can get better grades, that will make them feel happy instead of losing out on their own potential. So while you learn how to handle things, how to control your anger, your frustration, because the bottom line is life is not going to change if the same patterns are repeated. If you say something to a child, either whether it's cleaning your room or doing your shower in 5 minutes, or why don't you wake up at a certain time, if it's not working, you have to change the way you're telling them. It can be the language, it can be the words, it can be the body language or expression, because they're so used to how you're going to tell them, and they've already blocked you mentally. The younger they are, they'll listen to you. The older they grow, they won't even share that they're blocking you, because then again you'll punish them or get more angry that you're not listening to me. And the solution to all this is, the sooner we realize this and accept that it's not what I'm telling, it's how I am telling. Learning that communication to tell so that they feel they should change. And it's possible. I had to learn that. I had to figure it out. And in this community, you're not alone. That's the whole reason we are doing this here, so that you can learn from each other's question. I'm here to guide you what worked for me, or how I'm able to help my parents or my students who work with me. What works? The main thing what helps them is they realizing that they want to do it for themselves. And that's exactly what even you want as a parent. You don't want them to use their time for to make you happy, though you will feel happy, but that's not your long term vision. You want them to be good for themselves. And it's very important to make them realize. You might feel that, what, Rashmi, you're saying all these things, but my child will never realize. Trust me, I've been there. I've raised two of my own kids, very strong headed kids. So things didn't go very easily, but I've been able to do that successfully. And so are so many other parents. So you're not alone. It's just you have to learn that you don't know what you don't know. So learning how to communicate with them is on the parents' part. A teamwork between mom and dad is on the parents' part, but empowering kids with life skills, giving them the tools, give them the time to learn how to use those tools, fail with those tools so they can become better at using that. That's a long term solution. And it does serve them in life because they are not going to do the best the first time they use it. With everything, even when they played games, they were not the best when they played games. First time they couldn't do, they were probably, they were out of that game within few minutes, but they didn't give up. They kept on practicing and now they're so good that they can go on for a long time. So that thing is within them that I want to do my best because it gives them joy. It gives them when they play a game, and I'm using game because that's a common problem each parent is facing. When a child is playing a game, it gets a sense of fulfillment, the joy, the happiness. And that's why they're playing the game. Tomorrow, they'll get that joy or happiness with something else. And that may not be healthy for them, but they'll be attracted towards it. What if you could equip them with skills so they choose the right choice to put their energy and find the happiness and joy in doing something good for them? Why? Not to make parents happy, but that's going to help them to live a good life. Every child wants a good life. Not there's not a single child who says, I want to live on the streets. They want a lot of money. They want good lifestyle, good clothes, good vehicle cars. It's just if we don't equip them early on, tell them to be responsible, they'll be guided by some other influence which you may not be happy with. So, for today's thing, instead of repeating the same thing over and over, my today's question for each parent, live and on recording, is pause and ask one curious question. For example, for cleaning room, if it is. Instead of saying, why don't you clean your room? You have been telling blah, 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 all your standard thing. Pause. Not in the moment, but probably when things are quiet. Don't do it when the storm is on, when there's, all the things happening. Ask, when do you plan to clean your room? So it's not about like completely avoiding, I'm not going to say anything. You don't have a choice. You are a parent, you are in the guiding role, you are in the leadership role, you have to lead your child. So, how do we have that balance? Instead of telling what to do, ask them, how do you want to do it? When do you want to do it? For example, Monica, if you're struggling with for the shower, ask yourself what is the real reason for the shower? Is it the time, like when he should go for shower, or is it how long is he taking? Or is it you have to remind him to the shower? What is the main bigger concern?
All three are
All
actually.
three are. If you have to
Someday one, someday option two, someday option three.
so what shows up more often if you have to, what is the most if you have to pick one?
First is reluctance in going in it, and then reluctance coming out.
So reluctance to go in and then taking longer to come out. Okay.
Mm.
All right. So, think about it. What's the worst that can happen? What if you don't remind him one day? He will not take shower, you might say. Is that the thing? Or something else will happen? If you don't remind him to take shower, then what happens? Are
Nothing
you
major will happen.
are you reminding him every day right now?
Hmm.
So, and that's where it all starts, right? The morning routine starts getting south.
कार में ही नहीं
What
Yeah.
if you don't remind? What can happen? What do you think will happen?
पीछे बैठो
Nothing.
ईमान पीछे बैठो
Something will happen. Either he will take a shower or he won't take a shower, right? Which one do you think will happen?
He won't.
Okay. Are you okay with that if he doesn't?
For a day. Okay.
Okay. How much will you allow before you lose your control? How many days will you allow?
2 days probably.
Okay. So ask yourself, when are you ready and willing to give that 2 days testing time? And what can happen is very difficult to predict. I cannot guarantee anything, but things will start shifting, Monica. The power struggle will have a shake.
Hmm.
Try that out.
Okay. I will.
Plan it out. Don't do it abruptly. Live life by design. Plan it out which day you want. You want weekend or weekday or whatever it is. So you are prepared to handle it as a challenge, as a task, but you are more prepared this time and you don't tell. You will shock him. He'll be surprised. What happened to mom? She didn't come after me. And leave it. If he chooses to take shower, great. If he doesn't, don't even ask him if he took or not. And let's circle back after day two. What happens? Do share on the group because this is not, though you are the one acting it, every parent is going through that, whether it is shower or food or homework. All right. So you will
Right.
be leading the group.
Right.
Is that helpful, Monica?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because communication and language, it's not what we are saying, it's how they are receiving it. And we need to bring a shift in there. Anybody else has any question? We are past the 30 minutes time, but I'll be happy to answer. And this was the main thing for today. And going forward, we'll keep it compact. We'll handle one situation because that applies to most of us. And before you leave, I want to ask each one of you one thing. In the WhatsApp group, please complete this one sentence today. Like, what is one thing you want to remember as a parent for this 1 week? What action are you going to take or not take? That will bring you to commit to following that action in your life, in your home with your child. And that will make the difference for your family. And post it in so you're committing to yourself and you're also inspiring others. So I will see you all next Sunday at 10 o'clock. Have a fantastic week
Thank
and see you
you.
again. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.